Ollama bot is live. So I'll provide the command, fetching and summarizing YouTube video, extracting summary of chunk 1 of 5. Hello everyone, welcome back to our Becoming an AI Engineer series, where I'm covering the AI engineer roadmap step by step from beginner to advanced. So make sure you're subscribed so that you do not miss any tutorial. In the second video, we'll be adding YouTube video summarization and idea generation capabilities to our Ollama bot, which we built in the first video. Now, if you are new here, I would suggest that you watch the first video and then continue with this one, because today's content or this video's content is going to build directly on it. So up until now, we have these three commands. Okay, I had the hello command, I had the ask command where we added LLM capabilities to our Ollama bot. And lastly, we built this summarise functionality, the summarise command that summarizes the last 10 messages in the channel. Now, if you quickly run this, my Ollama bot, as you can see, is currently online. I have this running. Let's quickly ask something. For example, let's say, what is headless browser? And there you go, headless browser. So my bot is currently working fine. Now let's see how we can add this YouTube video summarization capability to this bot. Okay, let's look at it step by step. I have to summarize a YouTube video. Now to do that, I should first have the contents of that video. To capture the contents, first of all, I'll provide the video URL to the bot. The bot will extract the transcript. Once you have all of the transcript from here, you will pass it on to your large language model and give it the instructions to summarize the entire transcript. So we'll see what kind of challenges we face when we pass on the transcript. If it is short, it should work. But if it is long, then we'll probably get some errors. So let's build that. All right, let's start coding this. You already know how to add a command. So let's quickly do that. @bot.command yt_tldr. So this is the command that I've picked. Now the command handler function that I have over here, yt_tldr, it will take context and the YouTube video URL. These are the two arguments that this function, this command handler is going to take. All right. Once I have the URL, the first thing that we discussed was that we will have to extract the transcript. Now, how do we start extracting the transcript? For that, we'll need a bunch of things. First thing is there is a Python package which is called YouTube Transcript API, which we'll have to import. So if you Google YouTube Transcript API Python, okay, this is the Python package that I am talking about. You can simply run this command over here in your environment, pip install. So just copy this, paste it here, pip install. I already have this installed. So this is done. You will need this. Make sure that you have this imported at the top. So just write from YouTube Transcript API, import YouTube Transcript API. This is it. Okay. Once this part is done, now from the URL that the user has provided over here, you will try to extract the video ID from it. So how does this work? You will have to provide the video ID. So first thing is we'll capture the video ID from the URL, which I'll do like this. So if you see any YouTube video, let's look at a YouTube video. Okay, so if you see this particular part over here, this is my V is equal to, then this is my video ID. Okay, in YouTube, this is how it works. So let's try to capture the YouTube video ID over here. This is done. Then I'll try to capture this transcript list. Okay, so if you go over this documentation that YouTube Transcript API has provided, so you have to provide video ID and then you get your transcript in that manner. Okay, now the object that it returns is a bunch of items. Say YouTube Transcript API dot get transcript, and then I will use this video ID over here. Once this is done, I will have to, now this will give a bunch of items to us. It won't give us the entire string or text. It'll give us a bunch of items. So I will have to iterate over each one of them. Okay, I'll have to join. It is given to us in a list. So one thing that we'll have to do is generate this full transcript. So for that, what we'll do is adding this dot join. Okay. And here I'm going to iterate over the text. So for each item, let's say for each item in the transcript list, I will capture the text and I will join it with a space. So this now will give me my full transcript. This transcript, as we discussed, needs to be provided to our Ollama, to our large language model. This is my Ollama.chat. Here you see assistant provide one line summary. No, we'll change this. Okay, so this was a suggestion from the editor. We will change this. Okay, so you are a helpful assistant who provides a concise summary of the provided YouTube video transcript in bullet points. That's our system prompt. Okay, this is done. And then here we'll pass the full transcript. Okay, this is it. This is my simple, very simple bot. I have provided the URL. The URL will fetch the transcript. The transcript is going to be passed on to my LLM. And finally, the response that I'm going to get from the LLM is going to be sent to my bot. This part is done. Now, the one thing that I would want to add is many a times the user gets lost. Is the model working? Is it not working? What is happening? So I'll also add one more message at the top, which is fetching, or you can say fetching and summarizing the YouTube video. Okay, so that the user knows, okay, something is happening. So this is going to be the first message as soon as I hit or add my input to the Discord bot, and then this entire function should start working. Let's run this. Python app.py. Let's go to our Discord bot here. Okay, this is my Discord bot. It is back online. The command that we have configured is yt_tldr. Once this is provided, let's pick any YouTube video. This is 15 minutes. Let's pick Marquez Brownlee's video. Okay, this is the link that I'll provide. Hit enter. So you see fetching and summarizing the YouTube video. Now here, my Ollama bot should start working. All right, there we go. The provided YouTube video transcript appears to be a review of Lucid Motors Air electric sedan, so on and so forth. And here are some key points. Great, looking fine. But there are some cases where it might break. All right, let's pick another video. Let's pick a podcast. Here, the science of gut sense. Okay, let's pick this video over here. Go to our Discord bot, yt_tldr, and then provide the YouTube link. Fetching and summarizing the YouTube video. Let's see what happens with this video, which is close to 3 hours long. Now, when it is 3 hours long, you know that the transcript is also going to be very, very long. Now, here you see the summary is provided. But is it as good as the summary which was generated when I entered a shorter video? So this is a 3 hour long video. So the summary should also be, returned for different blocks. I should have summaries for at least, let's say, every 30 minutes. Because summary of a 3 hour long video would look very, very different. There will be many ideas, many topics, many concepts and thoughts that must have been discussed. So in order to handle that, we'll probably have to add more functionality. Okay, let's see how to do that. Now we have to deal with long videos. If I have a long video, I know that I'll have a long transcript as well. And long transcript basically means a lot of words. Now, how do I deal with these, huge number of words that we have? I can divide this transcript over here into different chunks, right? Each chunk, I can say that, after every 7,000 words, for example, I will move on to the next chunk. Okay, I'll divide it here. I'll create a division that this is the first chunk that I'm going to process. Then I'm going to move on to the next 7,000 words, which is my chunk number 2, chunk number 3, so on and so forth. So if I have 50,000 words, then based on my chunk size, I can decide that for every 10,000 words, I will generate a summary. So I will create total 5 chunks and I will generate 5 summaries over here. And then I will respond for each of these chunks to my Ollama bot, right? This will give us better results. And that was our goal here. Let's see how to do this in code. Now, if you go to platform.openai.com/tokenizer, they have this playground feature. Now, I told you that we are dealing with words. You can treat one word as token. Now, this is a tokenizer model, okay, that we will be working with here. We'll encode our entire transcript, generate tokens, and then we'll know how many tokens each video has. And based on that, we can figure out whether it is a long video. If it is a long video, I'll create chunks. If it is a short video, we'll directly generate the response without creating any chunks. But how to create these tokens? So I have this tokenizer. I'll provide some input text, for example, here, and check this out. So it's not like each word is a token. Sometimes you see, this colon is a different token, apostrophe T is a different token. So it basically generated 57 tokens. Okay, so it figured out based on the encoding of this text over here, I have 57 tokens in this text. So I can use the tick token package. So if you check OpenAI's tick token package, I can use this package to encode my entire transcript and generate tokens. So let's see the code for this. I have imported tick token library. Make sure that you have installed it, pip install tick token. Okay. Then check the length of the transcript. So I have generated the transcript already. I will use encoding for model. And here I've provided GPT 3.5 Turbo. The tokenization, will generate somewhat different results, but it does not really matter. Like I'm okay if the actual number of tokens are 7,500 or 8,000 for Llama 3, so on and so forth. The number would vary only by, a small number. So that's fine. It does not really matter for us at this point. So once this is done, I will use this function encoding for model from the documentation, then encode the full transcript. This will have you the tokens. And then finally, you can check the length of the token, number of tokens. I've printed the tokens. The chunk size that I've decided is 7,000 because the context length for a Llama 3 model is 8,000 only. Once this part is done, now, if I get a long video, if the number of tokens is greater than 7,000, so 7,000 tokens is close to like 20-30 minutes worth of content. Okay. Now here, number of tokens is greater than chunk size. If I receive a long video, then I'll go with this particular process. If I have a short video, then I'll directly pass it to the Ollama chat and I'll be done with it. As we have seen for the shorter video, it does not really, have a problem with shorter videos. This part is done. Now, for longer videos, I have, first of all, split my entire transcript into chunks. Okay. Here I'm figuring out calculating the number of chunks and then splitting the entire transcript into chunks. This is my process chunk function. So each chunk would go in here, for which I'll generate the summary using this function process chunk, which is part of this outer function yt_tldr. Now, here in this for loop, I will iterate over each chunk. I will process it and I will keep sending the summary of individual chunks back to the Ollama bot. All right. So this is how I have handled this. Now let's run the bot again. Go back to the Discord bot. Okay. Here I have it. Now let's hit this command again. Let's see the kind of summary that we are going to get this time. So you see, fetching and summarizing YouTube video, extracting summary chunk 1 of 5. And here I've sent the message extracting summary of chunk this based off out of the total number of chunks. So that's what I'm getting over here. Extracting summary chunk 1 of 5. So here's the concise summary. Okay. Introduction, gut sensing. So now for every 7,000 tokens, I'll get a summary. For every single chunk, I'll get a summary. Okay. So you'll see it will keep on sending messages. So now this is better than the very high level summary that it provided earlier. Okay. And in some cases, it might break also because of the length of the context. Okay. All right. Extracting summary chunk 5 of 5. This is done as well. Okay. This part is done. Now you see that the output is, varying a lot. Right now, I do not have any control over the quality of the output or the summary that this model is generating. So for that, I'll have to engineer my prompts so that they return really high quality output. So for that, we'll use some best practices. We'll learn a few best practices from our OpenAI guide. Okay. So if you go over prompt engineering OpenAI API, they have provided a few best practices here. Write clear instructions, provide reference text, split complex tasks into simpler subtasks. So the better your prompt, the higher the quality of the model's response. And here they have given us a bunch of tactics that we can follow and add those functionalities and those tactics to our prompts as well. So let's go over here. In the system prompt, I provided you are a helpful assistant who summarizes the transcript of the YouTube video in bullet points concisely in no more than 1,000 words. This works fine. Then in the user prompt, I've added this along with the chunk that I'm going to add as input. I have also given some specific instructions. Okay, so please provide summary of the following chunk of the YouTube video transcript. Okay, and then I've given some instructions. Start with a high level title of this chunk. So if you see the summary that it was generating over here, it does not have any title. Okay, it does not have any division or anything of that sort. So one thing that we'll do is we will add those divisions. We'll add a title and we'll have markdown formatted response from this model. And that's what I have provided here. Okay, start with the high level title for this chunk. So I've divided a complex task into simpler tasks following the OpenAI's guide. Okay, based on this. Specify the steps required to complete a task. So here you go. Start with the high level title for this chunk. Provide 6 to 8 bullet points summarizing the key points in this chunk. Start with the title of the chunk and then provide the summary in bullet points instead of using here's the summary of the transcript. So I do not want any fluff. I want straight on content. No need to use concluding remarks at the end. So I don't want that, this transcript, this summary would help you do that, so on and so forth. I don't want that. And finally, return the response in markdown format. Okay. One more thing that we can add is add a divider at the end in markdown format. Okay. So 3 lines. So we'll add one division at the end. And then this chunk is provided as a variable in a formatted string, which is coming from here. Okay. Let's run this again. Go to our Discord bot. Ollama bot is live. So I'll provide the command, fetching and summarizing YouTube video, extracting summary of chunk 1 of 5. Okay, here you see, this is much better. Unlocking the power of gut sensing. This is the first chunk's summary. Now it is extracting the summary of chunk number 2. There you go. Although it is still added this, here's the summary of the transcript. I don't know why, but okay, still better. Okay, so we're getting the divisions at the right point. And you see that the divisions are also not consistent. Okay, the divisions are also not consistent. So in the system prompt here, I can add that you have to respond in a consistent fashion. Okay, but this is much better than our last response. Now, building on top of this YouTube video summarization, there is one more thing that we can do. In fact, there are like many things that you can do. I will also explore the idea of generating ideas from a YouTube video. So if, for example, I want to get more ideas about the kind of content that I should create, and I have some inspiration videos that I can provide. So will I be able to add a link to the bot? I'll pass on the link to my Ollama bot, and it should generate ideas based on topics similar to what that video is all about. Okay, and the kind of contents or things that were discussed in that video. So this is an idea generation, command that we are going to add. Now you already know how to add a command. So let's directly get into the code. I have extract ideas. I have this command ideas. The command handler is extract ideas. I provide context and the URL to the video. Extract. This is the message that the user is going to see as soon as they add the URL. I'll get the same thing done. Extract the transcript. This time, only the prompt has changed. Look at the prompt. Extract 3 key ideas based on the topics, ideas, concepts, or thoughts discussed in the following video transcript. Okay. And then each video idea should have title of the video and 2 lines description of what video would look like. And then I provided the full transcript. Now, this I have only kept for short videos. If you want to add podcasts or things like that, again, you'll follow the same process as described above. You'll have this, divided into chunks and then create ideas for every 30 minutes worth of content, from the video. So this is done. Now let's try to run this ideas command, starting up my application /ideas. And there's this running video that I came across. So I'll use that. Okay, I provide this. So this is day in the life, working and training in NYC, Detroit business trip. Okay, this the random video that I've picked up. So extracting key ideas from YouTube video, and my prompt, as you can see, expert YouTube content creator who is an expert at analyzing videos. So this was, okay. I can say you are a YouTube content creator who is an expert at analyzing videos and extracting key ideas. So this was the prompt that I provided, 3 ideas, generate response in numbered bullet points. And here you go. How to prepare for your first 5-kilometer run, and the description of the video, second video, and third video. I asked it to create 3 key ideas, and that's what it did for me. Great. Now you have a bunch of such use cases that you can explore with these YouTube videos. And obviously, I am doing this on Discord. You can do it on WhatsApp. You can do it on Slack, or using any Streamlit application also. That was it for this particular video. As homework, one thing that you should spend more time on is studying these best practices, because prompt engineering will solve a lot of your problems. Okay, it'll also help you build different kinds of application. And if you are good at generating these prompts, there are very high chances that your output would also be of very high quality, and you'll be able to solve many complex problems just by crafting really good prompts. Okay, so go through this entire document that OpenAI has on their website. Apart from this, there are a bunch of resources that I'll add in the description below. So there are some awesome prompting techniques and GitHub repositories that are there that will be very helpful for you to look at. So just go through it. In the next video, we'll talk about how to handle all of these prompts. Right now, we are writing everything in our functions, but we have frameworks like LangChain that helps us, crafting as well as managing all of our prompts in a better fashion, along with the output and, a lot of different types of functionalities that we can build on top of these prompts. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. You learned something new. And if you did, please consider liking the video. Subscribe to the channel. That's the easiest and the best way to support my work. If you are building something in AI and with AI, I would recommend that you subscribe to my newsletter, High Signal AI, where I share all the good projects from which you can get ideas, learning resources, the best courses out there, certifications that you should do, products that you should use, developer tools, and much more. Besides that, if you are building something, you would want my review, or if you'd want to be a part of such discussions, consider joining the High Signal AI Discord channel as well. So the Discord channel that you see, the server that you see where I am testing all of these, it's the same channel. That's been it. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Keep learning, keep building with AI.